My younger sister, a popular influencer, ventured into Tibet during the rainy season to chase views on W. She even deliberately chose National Highway 317, a notoriously dangerous road. Inevitably, a sudden heavy downpour struck mid-journey. I, trying to save her, was swept into a ravine by a torrent of mud and rocks. She, however, stood coldly beside her tripod, watching me. My entire struggle for survival was live-streamed. The wilderness ace of a survival show certainly wasn't intimidated by a mudslide. Yet she simply said, "You chose to save me, I didn't force you." In the end, without timely rescue, I died, consumed by resentment. She frowned, pouted, feigning regret. "I warned you, but you didn't know your limits and jumped in." I opened my eyes, returned to the exact day my sister went to Tibet during the rainy season. In this life, the title of Wilderness Survival Ace is all yours, dear sister. Sister, hurry and pull me up. Chloe's sharp voice pierced through the rain, reaching my ears. In that very moment, I realized I had been reborn. How could this be? In my previous life, Chloe insisted on going to Tibet during the rainy season, desperate for views. I couldn't stop her and worried I followed. Sure enough, danger struck. When Chloe was swept away by the mudslide, I risked my life in the heavy rain. Despite the danger of being carried away myself, I struggled to pull her to safety. But moments later, I slipped and fell. Chloe didn't save me. Instead, she immediately set up her tripod and began live streaming. She even interacted with her audience, saying, "My sister is the wilderness ace. Survival in the wild is nothing for her." Taking advantage of the loud rain, the audience couldn't hear my cries for help. She lowered her voice and said, "You chose to save me, I didn't force you." And so, I was swept away, hit my head, lost my memory, and was eventually taken home by an old man who forced me to be his wife and bear children. He told me, "The more children you bear, the more support I'll have later." The fourth child was a girl, and in his rage, he beat me to death. Chloe, on the other hand, became famous thanks to that live stream. When netizens criticized her for eating steamed buns dipped in her sister's blood, she went on air, crying. "My sister insisted on going to Tibet, and she wouldn't even let me save her. She said it would attract more views. She didn't fall, she jumped in herself." I advised her against it, but she didn't know her limits and plunged in. Thus, I became the embodiment of the saying, "If you don't court disaster, you won't die." Meanwhile, Chloe, literally profiting from my demise, became a big star. When she found out I wasn't dead, just imprisoned, she brought her entire live stream crew to film me being beaten to death, garnering another huge wave of views. "Sister, I can't hold on much longer." Chloe's defiant voice pulled me out of my memories. My heart filled with hatred as I coldly watched her cling to a tree, a smirk on her face, as the roots began to give way. I observed the fear and chaos in her eyes, then glanced at the phone beside her, still live streaming. In this life, wilderness survival is your problem, little sister. With rain like this, no matter how much you crave to live, you can't defeat nature. Chloe was quickly swept away by the mud and rocks, vanishing without a trace. A moment later, I picked up the phone and looked at the comments on the live stream. "OMG, is she really dead? Did anyone hear what she said before she died? The rain is too heavy, no one could hear, and her mouth wasn't clear." I said nothing, merely feigned concern, and ended the broadcast. I don't know how much time passed before the rain stopped and I was rescued. That night I developed a fever and was hospitalized, only regaining consciousness the following afternoon. My mother burst into tears when she saw my eyes open. "Aurora, you're finally awake. Your sister had an accident. If something happened to you too, how could I live?" I looked at her coldly. In my previous life, without me, didn't they live perfectly fine? At that time, my mind wasn't clear and I didn't contact them. But sometimes I wondered if I had parents, if they worried about me. Only after I died did I realize there were no such parents, no such worries. They merely complained that my blood wasn't delicious enough. They even brought a live stream crew to my grave to milk more views from fans. When the live stream crew left, only the two of them remained. They lamented, "If only Aurora had been a bit more famous. There aren't many views now. In a few years, no one will pay for her anymore." Her life was so short, she died after just a few beatings. I missed her last live stream, otherwise my fan count would be double Chloe's by now. At that moment, I was standing right next to my tombstone, clearly seeing their emotionless faces, hearing every word of their complaints. There was no pain, only disbelief at how my own parents could treat me like that. Then I was reborn. Perhaps heaven took pity on me, granting me a chance to start anew. This time, I will definitely live well, not letting down heaven or myself. The police came to question me about the situation. I simply said that by the time I arrived, Chloe had already been swept away. It was the same in the live stream. I appeared after she was gone. The police said they had dispatched search teams, but so far there was no trace of her. They asked if I had any clues. I shook my head. None. Even if I did, I wouldn't tell them. Not personally killing Chloe was already my greatest act of mercy. She deserved to suffer all the pain in this life. The police observed me for a moment, then told me to rest and left. As soon as they were gone, several MCN companies approached me, eager to sign contracts. After all, Chloe was a well-known influencer, and her death only amplified her viewership. My own follower count surged, but I didn't care. I only agreed to livestream once. During that livestream, my pale face garnered sympathy from netizens. Rest well. The dead cannot return. Try to overcome this. There's still hope. You must take good care of yourself, sister. I offered a weak smile. Thank you, everyone. I don't have much to say, except that I hope my sister's story serves as a lesson for everyone. Never trade your life just for popularity or views, because once your life is gone, nothing else matters. From that livestream, I received over 1 million in donations. After deducting platform and company percentages, the remaining 300,000 in my hand was enough for me to complete my studies. My parents didn't know the exact amount I earned from the livestream, but they were certain I had money. So, they began to subtly probe and ask questions. I looked at them, utterly disappointed. If they wanted money, they should just say so. I was genuinely dismayed. My sister's fate was still unknown, and all they could think about was money. Didn't they worry about her at all? My father immediately frowned. What are you saying? It's our daughter who's in trouble. How could we not worry? We're uneasy with the money in your hands, afraid you'll squander it, so we'll hold on to it for you. Don't you trust your own parents? I lowered my head. I'm old enough, why would I squander money? You say I don't trust you, but don't you also not trust me? My father pointed at me, then turned to my mother. See, she has money and now she's grown wings. What can we expect from her in the future? My mother also stepped forward to scold me. Didn't you get that money because of your sister? Your sister was born by me, so that money has a share for your mother and father. I looked at them, deeply disappointed. Sure enough, all they cared about was money. I would not give them this money. I believed that if my sister returned, she wouldn't agree to me giving them the money either. My father raised his hand and shouted, "Are you going to give it to us or not? I'm your father, you must listen." That self-proclaimed paternal tone made me sick. Of course, I didn't intend to confront them directly right now. I said irritably, "Why don't you livestream yourselves? You don't care about Chloe's life or death anyway." While the incident is still hot, livestream and make some money? I scoffed. My parents exchanged glances, their eyes gleaming. Sure enough, they quickly contacted an MCN, signed a contract, officially joining the world of hot TikTokers, filming clips and live streaming to earn money. Since they had just lost a daughter and their acting was decent, they quickly gained a substantial income from their first live streams. The seed of greed began to be sown in their hearts. It would sprout very quickly. After being discharged from the hospital, I continued my university studies. Outside of classes, I trained in Muay Thai. My body grew stronger, my stamina increasing. Of course, I didn't forget to investigate Chloe's whereabouts. Following the trajectory of my previous life, I quickly found her. It was still that small village, still that old man. Chloe's fate in this life perfectly mirrored mine in the last. She was no longer lucid. Even seeing me, she remembered nothing, only looking at me with admiration. "Your clothes are beautiful, sister, you're beautiful too." I smiled and asked, "Don't you have nice clothes to wear?" I never thought I'd utter a question akin to, "Why don't they eat cake?" Chloe's gaze fell and she shook her head. "No, my husband doesn't give me money for clothes." I raised an eyebrow. "Husband?" From a distance, a short, crude figure was approaching. That shadow couldn't be more familiar to me. I felt my entire body stiffen. Chloe pointed to the man. "That's my husband. I have to go now. He doesn't like me talking to other people. If he finds out, he'll hit me." I rigidly turned my head, just catching the man's back as he dragged Chloe away, cursing as he went. "Still daring to talk to strangers? I'll beat you to death, beat you to death." This was the phrase he used most often with me in my previous life. My head felt like it would explode. I had to stand there for a very long time before I could calm myself. Chloe and the old man had disappeared from my sight. I thought, this is karma. In this life, it was Chloe's turn to experience everything. If it were any other girl in this situation, I would feel pity. I would use all my strength to save her, but not for Chloe, because she was a venomous snake who would turn around and bite me. I averted my gaze, turned my back, and left without hesitation. From this moment on, my life and Chloe's were officially separate. Even if we met again someday, we would be people from two different worlds. I even looked forward to that day. 6 years flashed by. In these 6 years, I paid no attention to Chloe, focusing on my own life and not keeping much contact with my parents. After all, they had money now and didn't need me, and I felt no affection for them. Everyone lived their own life. Until one day, my secretary, Lynn, suddenly showed me a live stream. "CEO, look at this." She hesitated slightly, then said, "Is that your sister?" I took the phone, and with just a glance, I recognized the battered woman as my sister, Chloe. It seemed our fates had completely reversed. Both endured 6 years of torment by that old man. In the previous life, it was me. In this life, it was Chloe. But the ones live streaming weren't me, but my parents. In the live stream, Brutus was sitting on top of Chloe, slapping her repeatedly, cursing as he hit her. "You useless woman. 6 years you gave me 3 good-for-nothing daughters and finally a son, and you killed him in your womb. Today I'll beat you to death. Give me back my son." Chloe's skin was dark and coarse, her hair disheveled, clearly pregnant but skeletal. Brutus sitting on her made it difficult for me to see her belly. Someone tried to intervene. "Stop hitting her." Brutus immediately punched the person. "Get the hell out. She's my woman. It's my right to hit her however I want. Are you defending her? Are you infatuated with her, aren't you?" After scolding, he turned and slapped Chloe again. "You promiscuous woman, you seduced him, didn't you?" A strong, burly man rushed in, delivering a powerful kick that sent Brutus flying. The frail old man tumbled away. The man grabbed Brutus by the collar. "Hitting women isn't what a man does. Try hitting her one more time. If I don't kick the living daylights out of you, then I'm not who I say I am." Brutus immediately went limp, raising his hands in supplication. "Don't hit me, I was wrong, I won't hit her anymore." The man spat in Brutus's face. "Are you even a man, you scumbag?" Then he shoved the old man aside. At this moment, a familiar figure appeared on the live stream. It was my mother, Mrs. Chen, no mistake. She pretended to just recognize her daughter, rushing over to embrace Chloe, who was struggling on the ground. "My daughter, I've been searching for you for 6 years. Where have you been? Why are you only coming back now? What beast tormented you like this?" My father, Mr. Chen, also ran over, his phone still attached to a stand, the live stream continuing. "Chloe, it's your dad." He vigorously shook Chloe, trying to elicit some reaction from her. "Chloe, do you still recognize your dad?" The live stream room already had over 60,000 viewers. Comments flooded in, scrolling at dizzying speed. "What's happening?" "Chloe's found. She's the girl swept away by the mudslide years ago." "Is this dad crazy? Stop shaking her. Your daughter's about to be shaken to death." "I told you the Chen family's account is all scripted drama and you all scolded me. Do you believe me now? The acting is truly fake. Her daughter's like that and they're not calling the police or an ambulance, just focused on live streaming. Don't make things up, poor Mr. and Mrs. Chen. They've just found their daughter." "What a coincidence. They just happened to find her right then. How can you call an ambulance while live streaming? The hospital is right nearby." The number of viewers quickly surpassed 100,000. Apart from a small group of my parents' fans, the majority of viewers began to question them. 6 years had passed. Netizens were no longer as easily fooled. Finally, hospital staff appeared, pushing the struggling Chloe into the emergency room. My father reacted the quickest, immediately grabbing his phone and following, the live stream still ongoing. My mother also started a live stream, filming herself driving to the hospital, talking about a mother's worry and emotion. Brutus also chased after them, running and shouting, "That's my wife, she's my wife." I watched up to this point, then handed the phone back to Lynn. She turned off the live stream, cautiously asking me, "CEO, do you want to go to the hospital?" "Let's go." I stood up and went to the hospital. Chloe was still in the emergency room. My parents waited anxiously outside, each holding a phone, live streaming, crying, and talking. My mother sobbed, "Everyone, I've been searching for my daughter for 6 whole years. 6 long years, and now, finally, I've found her. Heaven hasn't abandoned me, a mother. My daughter has become like this. This matter isn't over yet. I know you're all worried about my daughter, too. Please stay with us on this live stream. We already have over 100,000 viewers. If you haven't followed, please do so. If you have, please turn on the notification bell. Thank you all for your support. I'll tell Chloe about it." My father also kept talking. "Thank you, big sister, for the gala. I know it's for Chloe. I'll accept it on her behalf. Thank you. For years, you all haven't given up on finding her. Now that she's found, you're all happier than I am. To celebrate Chloe's return, I'm giving away 10,000 red envelopes. Remember to claim them. Thank you for the gala from Mouth Denies, Heart Still Loves. Thank you, Apron Mom. I've received all your support. Thank you. I took a deep breath, but my chest still felt heavy. For the past 6 years, I had held no hope for them, yet witnessing this scene still brought me pain and sorrow. I had been through it all before, even in my previous life. I took another deep breath and walked over. Live streaming even now? I asked coldly. Immediately, I received a warning glare from my parents. The people in the live stream are family. They're also worried about Chloe. Now that she's back, of course, we have to share it with everyone. If you don't know anything, don't talk nonsense. I smirked, a cold smile playing on my lips, then looked at Brutus, who was standing nearby. Hatred surged within me, along with a fear etched deep in my bones. But in this life, I had no reason to fear him. Brutus flashed a fawning smile and asked me, "That live stream earns money, doesn't it? Let me join in." I looked at him coldly. "A man shorter than me. You want to earn money from live streams too. What talent do you have, or do you plan to live stream scenes of beating your wife?" Brutus's expression changed. "So what if I hit my wife? She's my wife, and it's my right to hit her however I want. What's it to you?" After saying that, he glared at me, muttering curses as he backed away. Just then, a serious voice rang out. "Did you just hit someone? Someone reported you to the police when Brutus publicly beat Chloe." As soon as he saw the police, he nearly fell over in fright. The police had probably watched the live stream, at least the part where Brutus hit Chloe, so they quickly recognized him. "Sir, please come with us." Brutus trembled. "She's my wife. Is it illegal to hit my own wife?" "Hitting anyone is illegal. Let's go." The police dragged him away. Even as he was far down the hallway, Brutus's shouts still echoed. "I was wrong. I won't hit her anymore. You have no right to arrest me. She's my wife. Alive, she's my person. Dead, she's my ghost. It's my right to hit her however I want." Only when the elevator doors closed did the hallway become quiet again. People like Brutus only needed a firm push to behave. My parents scolded him a few perfunctory words, but still couldn't bear to turn off their live stream. I saw gala gifts and donations pouring into the live room, never stopping. I truly didn't understand what those people giving them gifts were thinking. A moment later, the doctor emerged. "Chloe is awake." My parents, each clutching a phone, rushed in. "Chloe, you're awake. It's Mom." "Chloe, it's Dad." Chloe wasn't fully conscious yet. She looked at my parents, then her gaze drifted to me, suddenly becoming completely clear. She abruptly sat up, glaring at me furiously. "Aurora, why didn't you save me? Why?" She had remembered everything. My parents paused for a second, then quickly turned their cameras towards me. "Aurora, what is Chloe saying?" Chloe, with her frail body, lunged at me. "Aurora, you saw me dying and didn't save me. You almost killed me." Slap! Chloe fell off the bed. I didn't even need to dodge. She reached out to grab me, but seeing her skeletal hand, dark skin, and dirty nails, she recoiled in shock. Chloe hastily tried to sit up but fell again, staring at her hands, then touching her face and finally looking down at her belly. All 6 years of memories flooded back like a torrent. "Ah!" Chloe screamed wildly, crying for a long time before charging at me again, full of hatred. "Aurora, you ruined me, I'll kill you, I'll kill you." My parents pretended to intervene, but it was just for show. The important thing was the live stream. "Aurora, what exactly is going on?" Chloe continued to shriek. I just watched it all coldly. Finally, Chloe quieted down, realizing my parents were live streaming. She snatched the phone from my mother's hand, turned it to the camera, and, crying, spoke to the netizens. "It's true. That time, Aurora could have clearly saved me, but she didn't. She stood by and watched me get swept away, which injured my head and made me lose my memory. For all these years, I've been tormented by that brute Brutus. He forced me to have children. I bore 3. He hated that I only had girls, and he beat me every day. Now the children in my womb are gone, but he still beats me, even making me work right after childbirth. Aurora clearly knew where I was, but she deliberately kept silent. It was all Aurora's fault. She ruined my entire life. I didn't even need to look to know the live stream was now full of comments cursing me. Chloe wiped her tears, glaring at me. "Aurora, you'll get your comeuppance. I'll report you to the police. I'll make you face the full force of the law." I gave a cold laugh. "If I truly saw you dying and didn't save you, then that year when you deliberately risked entering Tibet, why would I have gone to save you in the first place?" Chloe choked, unable to retort. I coldly withdrew my gaze, turning to my parents. "You too, keep live streaming. You're about to reach peak viewership again. Isn't that fun?" My father's face reddened as he shouted, "You brat, who are you talking to?" I turned my back and walked away. Back at the company, I immediately instructed Lynn to post an announcement. I admitted that for the past 6 years, I knew where Chloe was. I had even visited her, but she had no evidence. Without evidence, I couldn't be convicted of seeing her dying and not saving her. After all, I had genuinely gone to Tibet with Chloe that year, solely because I was worried about my sister. After the announcement was posted, most netizens still sided with me. Only a few of my parents' fans and Chloe's old fans refused to let go, but it was just online harassment with no significant impact. It even helped me attract more attention. I used the opportunity to launch my company's new product. Lynn, who knew me well as a junior from university and had worked with me in the student council, said, "CEO, even though you've started your own company and achieved such great success, I remember you once dreamed of becoming a civil servant. Is it because of this incident that you gave up on taking the civil service exam?" I didn't answer, which she took as an admission. Even if I wasn't convicted of seeing her dying and not saving her, such rumors, if they persisted, would lead to an investigation even if I passed the civil service exam. I didn't want to bring trouble upon myself, and besides, I was living very well now. I looked up at Lynn. "Do you think I'm someone who would see someone dying and not save them?" "Absolutely not," Lynn said firmly. "You're so good doing charity every year, how could you see someone dying and not save them?" I smiled, raising an eyebrow. "What if it's true?" Lynn's face became serious. "If it's true, I believe you have your own reasons." I looked at her deeply. "You're much better than my parents. They definitely wouldn't believe me. Even if they did, they'd use this incident to bind me for life." Sure enough, that afternoon, they came to my company again. I still had the live stream on. My father questioned me, "Aurora, did you really see your sister being swept away by the flood that year and not save her? How could you be so heartless?" My mother cried bitterly. "She's your sister." Both of them then spoke in unison, "Thank you, family, for the gala." That sentence felt like a period in their speech. I sat in my chair, my gaze fixed on them, devoid of any emotion. "Stop acting. It's so fake. If you truly cared about your daughter, you wouldn't have the presence of mind to livestream. All you care about are the gala gifts in the livestream." My parents looked as if they were about to rush forward and cover my mouth. Lynn blocked them. "This is not the place for you two to cause a disturbance." My father was belligerent. "I'm her father," Lynn retorted coldly. "I'm well aware of your relationship with the CEO. When people were giving gala gifts, you were ready to be her children. Now you remember you're the CEO's parents. Honestly, I don't understand why anyone would like people like you two. You don't even spare your daughter's popularity. The kind of parents who exploit their children for money are the most disgusting. Leave immediately or I'll call security." After saying that, she cupped her hands like a megaphone and yelled into their phone cameras. "Everyone, remember to clearly see these two people's true colors. Don't be foolish and keep giving them gifts. Shut up." My father roared. Annoyed, I waved my hand. "Go. If I reveal a few more truths, your fans will all abandon you." My parents were truly scared. They held their phones and retreated, still talking to their live stream as they left. My daughter is unfilial. But most netizens had already seen their true colors. Their fan count plummeted disastrously. 3 days later, Chloe was discharged from the hospital. Not long after returning home to recuperate, she logged into her old account and began live streaming. Most of my parents' old fans migrated to Chloe's livestream room. Although not everyone genuinely liked her, curiosity led them to occasionally send gala gifts to dig for old stories, essentially paying to hear gossip. In just a few days, Chloe's fan count surpassed 7 million. She even had someone bring her 3 daughters back, using them to increase her popularity and earn money. My parents, seeing this, turned green with envy. Every day, they would run to Brutus's house to livestream with Chloe. The 3 of them created a happy family in front of the camera. Even though I didn't watch the live streams, I could imagine it, given that all 3 of them only cared about money. 7 days later, Brutus was released. It was truly ridiculous. The police clearly stated that hitting anyone was illegal, yet he had beaten Chloe almost to death, and because of their marital relationship, it wasn't considered intentional injury, but merely domestic violence. Just domestic violence. In my previous life, when Brutus beat me and someone reported it to the police, they said the exact same thing. If domestic violence were treated as a criminal offense, Brutus would have been long gone. Not only that, I hired private detectives to follow him, even pretending to be a passerby to give him directions to Chloe's house. Chloe, once a social media hot girl, had enough money to buy a villa in the suburbs. Brutus looked at the big house, murmuring in admiration. As soon as Chloe saw him, she rushed out and yelled, "Get out! Get out of my house! Don't dirty this place!" Brutus raised his hand and slapped her across the face. "You dare talk to me like that?" Chloe couldn't fight back, but after remembering everything, she was no longer submissive. Her cunning and sharpness had returned. "Brutus, I married you when my mind wasn't clear. Now I remember everything. Let's get a divorce. I'll give you 30 million. Brutus spat in her face. 30 million? Do you take me for a beggar? You're my wife and you'll be my wife for life. I know you have money and your money is my money. I'm not divorcing you. Don't think I don't know about the so-called cooling-off period for divorce now. As long as I don't sign, you'll never escape me in this life." Chloe understood. Reasoning with an uneducated, low-ignorant brute like him was useless, and she wasn't strong enough to use force. So, she changed her tone and nodded, letting him stay. But I knew Chloe would absolutely not let this go easily. She was definitely plotting something. After the detective sent the video, I told them to continue monitoring him. In total, I hired 3 people to keep watch day and night. Brutus certainly wouldn't stay quiet, but I didn't need to exact revenge myself because Chloe definitely wouldn't let him off the hook. She used to be an adventure blogger. Now Chloe had transitioned to being a lifestyle vlogger. Every day, she filmed her 3 daughters and Brutus. The comments section was filled with curses directed at Brutus, but precisely because of this, his interaction rate was very high. Even a dog passing by would want to bark at him, let alone netizens. Chloe's popularity had peaked these past few days. My parents still went to Brutus's house every day to livestream. I couldn't deny it. These people were truly creating a sensation. Just then, the police came to see me, continuing their investigation into the incident from 6 years ago. When Chloe was swept away by the mudslide, Chloe had provided a clue, claiming that I was standing right in front of her, clearly seeing her being carried away but doing nothing to save her. I didn't answer directly but retorted, "Is it illegal to see someone dying and not save them?" The 2 police officers paused. I continued, "If I had chosen to save Chloe at that moment, I might not be alive now. In my previous life, I was the one swept away. Did Chloe save me? Didn't she live perfectly well? Good deeds go unrewarded, and evil goes unpunished. It's not strange for you to investigate when someone reports it." I gave a cold, sarcastic smile. "Even if your investigation finds that I truly saw her dying and didn't save her, so what? When someone is in danger, shouldn't they prioritize their own safety? Saving someone must be within one's capabilities." One police officer nodded. "You're not wrong. Brutus, who committed domestic violence, was released so quickly. Why are we even investigating you?" I said in a cold voice. "I have nothing more to say. Please leave. Don't disrupt my work anymore." I called Lynn to see them out, assuming Chloe's side had also received the notification. Even if I truly saw her dying and didn't save her, I hadn't committed a crime. Yet she still came to my company, just like before, phone in hand, live streaming everywhere. She scanned my office. "You're really impressive, sister, starting such a big company and even using my popularity to launch new products. Aurora, doesn't your conscience bother you?" I remained focused on the documents in my hand, not even glancing at her. "If you have nothing to do, please leave." Chloe sighed and stepped closer. "Sister, let's reconcile. After all, we're blood sisters. Can we truly be enemies for life? Let's forget the past and look forward together, shall we?" I finally looked up at her. "I can forgive what happened in this life, but I cannot forget what happened in the previous one. The fact that I'm not seeking revenge on you now is already my greatest mercy." Chloe turned off the live stream, holding up her phone and shaking it. "See my sincerity, sister. There are so many people slandering me online now. Every day my live stream gets hundreds of violation reports. I can't hold on any longer. If you have any lingering guilt, let's work together. You have a big company, so you definitely have money. You invest in an MCN and I'll help manage it. We can split the profits, okay?" I looked into her eyes, repulsed by that greedy gaze. "Chloe, I won't give you a single cent. I truly wish you had died in that flood that year." "Do you know why I wish you died? Because if I were the one swept away, you absolutely would not have saved me. Don't doubt it. You know exactly what kind of person you are." Chloe narrowed her eyes, her gaze full of malevolence. "Fine, Aurora, I gave you a chance, but you didn't appreciate it. So don't blame me for what happens next." Chloe left. More than 2 hours later, I received news from the private detective. Chloe had gone home. Although her fan count was growing rapidly, she was indeed reported every day. Her reckless behavior and setting a bad example angered many parents, who reported her every time she livestreamed. She was right. The live stream wouldn't last long, which was why she came back to me. I flatly refused. It was no surprise she hated me. The private detective sent me a video. Afraid Brutus might hear, she pulled my parents to the edge of the forest to discuss. Brutus won't divorce me. I plan to find him a new wife. Mom and Dad, do you have any way to deal with Aurora? My parents exchanged hesitant glances. This isn't good, Chloe said coldly. You've been profiting from live streams for so many years. Why are you still scared? You have to be bold to get rich. If you're scared, you'll starve. As long as we can control Aurora, the money and the company will all be ours. Has she given you a single penny? My parents hesitated for only a few seconds before nodding. What about Brutus? She definitely won't spare him, my father said. Chloe smiled triumphantly. That's precisely my goal. Let Aurora kill Brutus for me. I don't need to lift a finger. That old bastard could die 1,000 times and it wouldn't be enough to satisfy my anger. Watching up to this point, I turned off the video, a smirk playing on my lips. I don't need to do anything. They'll ruin each other. Perfect. Not long after, my parents arrived. Aurora, you haven't had mom's soup in a long time. Try some, okay? My mother poured soup from a thermos while live streaming. To avoid suspicion, she whispered, just cooperate a bit so the fans don't suspect. I took the bowl of soup. Thanks, I'll drink it when it cools down. I'm finishing this contract now, you two can go outside. Okay, Mom will wait outside. My parents left. I poured out all the soup. When they returned, I was asleep. They immediately helped me outside, claiming I wasn't feeling well and needed to be taken to the hospital. But I had already instructed Lynn, who naturally didn't suspect anything. And of course, she didn't let them take me to the hospital, but instead directly to Chloe's house. After that, they suddenly became busy and left, leaving only Brutus. Brutus did not disappoint them. He truly intended to harm me. The moment he lunged, I used my years of Muay Thai skills to send him sprawling. The police arrived. Brutus was nearly beaten to death by me, but it was self-defense. He was temporarily detained, and I chose not to press charges, opting for a private negotiation. I even personally went to pick him up. I don't blame you, you were just being used. What do you mean? Brutus asked, bewildered. I showed him the detective's video. Having lived with him my entire previous life, I understood him too well, easily enraged, prone to fits of violence. After watching the video, Brutus trembled with fury. They want to harm me, I'll show them who dies first. I saw him off and turned to leave. Lynn then delivered the good news. CEO, Brutus went berserk and killed both Chloe and your parents. He's currently in custody. I merely said calmly, I know, they're dead. Those 3 no longer have any connection to me. Brutus killing 3 people was a serious offense. The first instance court sentenced him to death. The appeal upheld the verdict. My parents' assets were all left to me. Even without a will, I was the legal heir. Chloe's assets I left to her 3 daughters and hired people to care for them. Adults can be evil, but children are innocent. I didn't visit them. Leaving the money was my final act of mercy. As for me, I would begin living my own life now.